Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to Creative Mornings Atlanta. How y'all doing? We made it to Friday, first of all, because I'm gonna tell y'all what, this week it tried to be real wild out here. I don't know if y'all's week was like that, but you give yourself a pat on the back because you made it to Friday. And if you can crawl to 5 p.m., you can just go to your home and put on a onesie or whatever your thing is that you do to relax yourself on Friday and do that, okay? But welcome to Creative Mornings. And if you haven't noticed, we're doing a special thing behind here. There's gold and glitter because this is our 10th anniversary. Can y'all believe that? 10 years of Creative Mornings Atlanta. It was 10 years ago that Blake Howard founded this chapter, and I am happy to be your chapter organizer now for Atlanta. So shout out to Blake Howard. Shout out to all of you for being a part of our community all these years. And I hope you have some coffee too. For the people that love the coffee, you should do this. And if you haven't had coffee, we want to give a special shout out to our coffee partner this month. You can get coffee and a pastry on us from Tap Room Coffee in Kirkwood. And I've actually had this coffee. I can speak to the fact that it is good, okay? So you got to get there before noon. You got to tell them Creative Mornings sent you, and we're treating you to coffee and a pastry. So celebrate that with us. Make sure you do that. Also, Creative Mornings doesn't just happen in Atlanta. Creative Mornings happens all over the world in over 200 cities globally. All around the world, we are celebrating the creative community. We're celebrating what it means to be creative and continuing to be inspired to do just that. Also want to give a special shout out to our ATL volunteer team. All this stuff you see happening, it's a lot of wonderful rock star volunteers that make it happen out here. So I want to thank all of our team members. Thank y'all so much. I would not be able to lead this chapter if it weren't for us having an amazing team. And if you are like, hey, I would love to volunteer too, get in our DMs on Instagram. First of all, follow us on Instagram. But after you follow us at Atlanta_CM, get in our DMs. Tell us you want to volunteer. We would love to see you. This month, globally, we are exploring the theme, Dare. I know a lot of people who do creative work that in some way started their creative work because of a dare. And truthfully, it takes a lot of daring to do creative work. It takes a lot of daring to try things, to mess it up, to stumble, fumble over it. It takes daring to keep coming back to that blank page, to the blinking cursor, wherever it is that you create. So let's celebrate and think about the ways that we can embrace being more daring, right? All right, let's thank some of our partners. We want to thank our global partners. Shout out to MailChimp. And here's some things you need to know about MailChimp this month. There's a podcast called Call Paul. As part of a wide-ranging MailChimp Presents lineup, that will be Paul Jarvis interviewing entrepreneurs who prioritize passion over profit and renegotiate the status quo. So in the first episode of season 2, Paul Jarvis is interviewing Austin Kleon, former Creative Mornings speaker and a prolific blogger, illustrator, and author. You can check all this out on the MailChimp Presents page, and there will be links to all the things in the chat. We also want to thank our global sponsor, Skillshare. We want to thank Skillshare. They're our global partner for online learning. And for this month, you're going to see the first episode of a free Skillshare YouTube series called Unmaking the Myth. Andy J. Pizza debunks common myths about audience growth and explains how just having 1,000 true fans can offer sustainable success. So you want to subscribe to Skillshare's YouTube channel and check that out. Those links will also be available to you in the chat. Let me tell y'all something. The fact that what you're looking at right now looks great is because of our video partner, Off the Record. All this here looking great. Otherwise, you would be looking at a very grainy, terrible situation if it weren't for them, okay? So we want to thank Off the Record. We've been so excited to partner with them. Off the Record is a fantastic agency, a Latina-owned agency, farmers market of organic content creation. So if you are looking for some help to make your video content more crispy, Off the Record is the place. You can pay them money to do it. They can do a lot of amazing things. What? For a fee. We love to see that. Also, we want to thank our partner, Indie Studios, which is where we are streaming live right now. So we also want to give a special shout out to Indie Studios because they are having an event that I want to tell you all about. They're having an event on September 30th. That is next Thursday, called Indie After Dark. Okay. So I hope you come to Indie Studios so you can see what an amazing and beautiful place it is. But Indie Studios is a space where you'll get a chance to see the different suites that are here, the different ways that people are also working in the creative community here as well. There's going to be live entertainment, pop-up shops, music, food trucks, and more. And I always like to come to things for the and more. I mean, I like the things that are like in the list, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm really here for is the and more. You don't want to miss Indie After Dark. Make sure you're following on Instagram at Indie Becomes You, and you'll see more information there. Would love to see y'all here September 30th, right here where we're live streaming from Indie Studios. Next month, our theme is design. So make sure you save the date for October 29th. We are always here the last Friday. So we will be so happy to see you all. And I know many of you are working in design in the creative industry. So I cannot wait for us to explore more of that theme with you. We also have an upcoming field trip, speaking of MailChimp, and MailChimp is actually a global and local partner for us. So our field trip this month is going to be on Thursday, October 14th at 7:30. We're going to be talking about big citizenship for small biz with MailChimp's corporate citizenship team. So make sure you stay tuned on our website, on our newsletter, on our socials. Registration for this is going to be out there, open soon. We want to give a special shout out to Julia, our field trip captain. Thank you, Julia. All right. Now, in celebration of our 10th anniversary and in celebration of this month's theme being Dare, I'm excited for us to do a bit of a switch up, right? Many of you that are here every month know that we're normally focusing on a speaker, right? Sometimes we may have a performing artist with that speaker, but this time we wanted to do something special. We're doing our event, Artists Take the Stage, which means everyone that you're about to see after I leave, they're all artists about to perform, and it's gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna hand it over to our MC, who is also an amazing comedian and my friend. So David Perdue is going to come up here. He's going to help you get some morning laughs going. Morning laughs are good for the lungs, people. So just go ahead, wherever you are, just go ahead and get like a real loud laugh going. Just get your lungs out there. It's going to be great. I want you to welcome comedian, writer, actor, co-host of sports comedy podcast 4th and 10, and producer of Atlanta Live showcase event, the 1 a.m. Secret Show. Give it up for David Perdue.
Hey. Hey, everybody out there, welcome to, I'm your morning right now. This is happening. We're doing this. I'm very excited to be here trying to make you laugh while the sun is out. It's very different than what I normally do. Normally the sun is out and drinks are flowing and everybody's on coffee and, not drinking. So, I'm going to do my best. People ask me if I was nervous to perform at such an early time. And this is for any creative out there, any performer out there. Let me just say this. There is no need to be nervous anymore. The stakes for performing cannot be any lower. We all spent a whole year last year inside. And so anybody that you perform in front of a live audience, they need you more than you need them. They saw everything Netflix had to offer, everything Amazon Prime had to offer. You're it. So when you go out there and you're performing, whether it's music, comedy, whatever, tell them, hey, if you don't like me, that's a personal problem. That's on you. So if you're watching it at home, you're like, I don't like this. That's on you. I'm very funny. Anyway, very excited to be here. This is the month we're talking about Dare. I actually started comedy with a dare or a lie, depending on who asked. My friend of mine had a brother in Chicago who was doing comedy, and I was joking with him. And in the midst of joking, he was like, "Hey, you do comedy, don't you?" Like he just thought I did comedy, and just because I'm born a liar, I was like, "Of course I do comedy. I've been doing comedy my whole life." And he was like, "Word?" And then my friend was like, "You thinking about doing comedy?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And now I've been doing comedy for 10 years, just based off a whole lie or a dare. I dare myself to do it, and I don't know how to stop things. This is why I don't get in relationships. I just would stay with whoever. I can't do that. You know what I mean? It's a problem. So dare, if you're out there, get yourself a good dare is what I would say. Don't get a bad dare. Bad dare is getting up bad relationships or anything like that. Anyway, some dares though, like that was a good dare. Comedy was a good dare for me. Some dares not so fun. You ever had somebody like dare you like without saying I dare you? Like when you're kids, they say I dare you, double dog dare you. You ever had like a confrontational dare? Like I had one time. Like I remember, and this dare actually taught me to respect people for like who they are. This is what happened. I was 18 and I went to college. I went off to college. I have a younger brother. He's 3 years younger than me. I love my younger brother. But as an older brother, if anybody out there is an older sibling, you know you're probably a terrible person. And everything that you probably, listen, if you're an older sibling, there's no way you're like, I was a good older sibling. All my younger siblings love me all the time. I was always good to them. No, you weren't. Everybody loves power. Don't act like you're better than me. And so for the most of my life, I was semi-terrible to my younger brother. And I remember I went off to college, and I was going off, and I was 18, so I'm getting my grown adult strength. So I thought, but my younger brother took the opportunity to start working out. And I remember I went back home after the first semester, and I went back home and we were playing basketball. Something we've done my whole life. I played basketball with my younger brother, and I dominate. I was like Shaquille O'Neal. I would put my elbow in his chest. I would rumple him up, and I couldn't dunk, but you know what I mean? Like a nice little layup. You know what I mean? Nice little layup on my younger brother. But I always make sure I was physical with him. And I remember I came back from college, and I'll never forget, he was like, you want to play basketball? Like, he challenged me. He never did that before. He said, you want to play basketball? I was like, I'll beat you now. Let's go. So I went to go play. And the first thing you got to be aware of your surroundings, because the first thing I should have noticed about his challenge was when he was like, hey, you want to play basketball? For the first time I've ever seen in my life, he just didn't have on sleeves. Like, he just didn't have on no sleeves. I ain't never seen him with no sleeves on. So that should have been like, huh. I remember we were playing, and I used to do the simple basketball move as a pivot, elbow to the chest, layup, just to let them know I'm here. Big brother's here to hurt you, right? And I never forget, I did it, and I pivot, and I hit him in the chest. And for the first time in ever, he just didn't move. He just didn't move. Like, he ate the whole elbow to the chest. And I was like, all right, I guess I got to use psychological warfare now. So I started talking trash. And I don't know if he was reading books to better his mental, but none of the trash talk was working. So it's like this whole time I was off doing college freshman things, he was like preparing to like get me or whatever. And I never forget, after that time, after I elbowed him and didn't move, and then I used the psychological warfare, at that point in time, all I had left was the last big brother thing was like, I'm gonna fight you, man. I have to fight you. That's all I have left. Like, you're not just gonna embarrass me on this basketball court. I've been better than you my whole life, but now it's not working, so I have to fight you. And I remember I was like, what's up? We gonna fight? And first, again, that's when I realized the sleeves was gone. But the second, I remember when I was like, I'm gonna fight you, he had like this smirk. You ever see somebody like, just like, oh, you don't know what you're about to do, right? He did that to me, and I looked at him, I was like, I'm about to fight you. And I went to like hit him, because I'm a terrible person, I'm an older brother, and I went to hit him, and I remember I hit him like an older brother does, right in the chest, like boom, right in the chest. And he laughed at me, and I had never been more afraid in my life. I was like, you ain't never laughed at a punch. That's a different feeling. And I was like, okay, now I got it. Now we're in battle now. So I was like, I have to hurt you for real. And so I went to punch him again. And that's when I was humbled, because what happened next was I threw the punch. And have you ever, this is anybody listen, have you ever choked yourself with yourself? You ever had that experience? Doesn't make no sense, right? What happened was he grabbed my arm and then put it around my neck. And I began to choke myself with myself, which is a new thing for me. Like, I never wanted to choke myself. I never had the desire to choke myself. I never thought it was possible to choke myself. But here I was choking me with me. And it was very weird. And I never forget, because I had my arm and he was over my right shoulder. I never forget, it was the right shoulder. And he whispered in my ear, you done? And that, let me tell you, was the most humbling experience ever. Because I just knew I was always going to be bigger and stronger than him. But little did I know, he spent the last 6 months doing push-ups, lifting weights, getting himself right for this very moment. Like, he trained his whole life to be able to choke me with me. And that's exactly what he did. I was choking myself with myself. And at that time, it was like I had nothing. I couldn't punch him. I couldn't trash talk him. I couldn't do anything. So all I had left was the psychological. And I was like, how am I going to survive? Because you have to figure out how you're going to survive. Because honestly, I was a terrible brother. He had every right to be like, I'm going to end this now. And what I did was, this is what I did. I looked at him over my shoulder as he was choking me with me. And I said, Mom don't want to see us like this. Because I knew at the end of the day, he was better than me as a human being. And that's all I had left. And so he let me go, but then he made me take him to Dairy Cream and buy him ice cream. So if you're listening, Mike, listen, I'm glad we're better friends now. And, if you're a little brother, a little sibling out there, try doing some push-ups and then beat up your older sibling when you get the chance. It's, we need that. We out here walking around like we're too powerful. We need stuff like that. So anyway, that was my dare. That has been me doing comedy. I'll be your MC the rest of the time here. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm very excited for the rest of the performance that we have today. You guys are in for a bunch of treats. So yeah, that's me. Are you guys ready for more? I'm acting like the show. Are you guys ready for more? I love it. What? Let's get to it. Next up, we have Also, I'm doing this thing. I remember last time when I was here and I looked back at the video and I kept looking down and everybody was like, you gotta look up more. But I was like, no, I have now on my hair journey. And so I need people to see my curls. So if I do look down, yes, I'm reading, but also like see the effort. You know what I mean? Like acknowledge the effort. There are several products in my hair that make the curls do what I want them to do. And like, I get it. Like in the moment, I get it. I never will I ever be like, oh, I don't see your hair. I see the hair and I applaud it. I'm sorry, that was a tangent, but I just need people to know I've learned things in the last year. All right, next up, let's welcome to the Creative Morning stage, Chelsea Shagg. Chelsea Shagg is, yeah, give it up for Chelsea. Canadian born in Atlanta raised, Chelsea Shagidowicz. Did I get it right? Shagidowicz. Sorry, guys. Chelsea Shagidowicz, or aka Chelsea Shagg, is a multi-instrumentalist, graduate of the Atlanta Institute of Music, performer, recording artist, and certified sound healing facilitator from Sound Embrace Institute. Blending their two worlds of music and sound healing together, Shagg uses the power of sound to transform, shift, move, and awaken our truest selves. Whether it's a performance on her guitar or a group sound bath meditation, Chelsea will help you bring light to your shadow. Ooh, I love that. You can feel in her presence as a vocalist, performer, and sound healer that the sound and music is a transmutative, of pain into pleasure, anguish into joy, tension into release. A sound bath and performance with Chelsea rejuvenates the mind, body, and spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chelsea Shagg.
Hello, thank you, David.
You're amazing. Yo, happy birthday, Creative Morning Atlanta. 10 years, that's such a big feat. I'm so honored to be here. I'm Chelsea, thanks for having me. The theme is daring. And these songs I'm about to play came from a place where I had to stand up for myself, and that felt daring and courageous. And I hope they move you in whichever way. I hope they inspire you. Thanks again. And this song is called Invisible Wings, because we all have them. And shout out to my mom for bringing me a cable last minute. Thank you so much. How can you think for me? You don't even know me. Clone me, but there is only one me. All across the nation, find your right vibration. Vacation, gain the motivation. You cannot think for me. You don't even know me. Condone me, try to clone me. How could you not adore me? All across the nation, find your right vibration. Vacation, gain the motivation. Sometimes I feel like I've done all I could. Sometimes I feel so misunderstood. Sometimes it's just so hard to see the good. But I know deep down, I got a lot need right here. Deep down, invisible wings, yeah. How can you think for me? You don't even know me. Clone me, but there is only one me. All across the nation, find the right vibration. Vacation, gain the motivation. You cannot think for me. You don't even know me. Clone me, try to clone me. How could you not adore me? All across the nation, find the right vibration. Vacation, gain the motivation. Somebody's gonna tell you that they know you better. Somebody's gonna tell you that they know you better. Somebody's gonna tell you that they know you better. Well, guess what? They don't, baby, 'cause it's all inside of ya. You got everything that you need right here. Deep down, invisible wings, yeah. How can you think for me? You don't even know me. Clone me. There's only one me. Ooh. Station, gain the motivation. You cannot think for me. Call me, how could you not adore me? All across the nation, find the right vibration. Vacation, gain the motivation. Yeah. Yeah. Invisible wings, invisible wings, invisible wings, invisible invisible wings, invisible wings, invisible wings, invisible wings, invisible wings, yeah. Thank you. How's the sound? Does it sound all right? Level's good? Okay, great. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. Thanks to the crew. Thanks to all y'all in the room. This next one is about a friend who decided to travel, and he's one of my best friends, and for him it was his first time leaving the country, going to Mexico, and finding his roots, and trying to connect with his family heritage, and wrote a song about just like, you do your thing, I love you, proud of you, I love our times together. So this one is for Peyton. Fruits been sitting in the fridge so long, seemed like we were making wine. And that would be fine, that would be fine. Spend long days and all those nights laying by your side. And we were just fine, we were just fine. 'Cause we would pop a bottle, listen to music, dance all night. You could be my muse and I could be inside your world. And go take your time, go be alone. No, you're my friend, the only home I've ever known, I've ever known, and the only one I've ever loved. And those who know you can't sit still, you gotta be on the move. I love it for you, I love it for you. And as much as I'd like for you to stay, you can't feel trapped. Go seek your truth, but please come back. So we can pop a bottle, listen to music, dance all night. You can be my muse and I can be inside your world. And go take your time, go be alone. No, you're my friend, the only home I've ever known, I've ever known, and the only one I've ever loved. You're the only one I've ever loved. Ooh, I'll be there when you need. Darling, you know you can just count on me, yeah. You're in my heart, in my mind. Darling, you know you can just go and take your time, yeah. And we can pop a bottle, listen to music, dance all night. You can be my muse and I can be inside your world. And go and take your time, go be alone. No, you're my friend, the only home I've ever known, I've ever known, and the only one I've ever loved. You're the only one I've ever loved. You're the only one I've ever loved. The only one I've ever loved. Thank you. And this last song, if I got some time, how much time do I have left? Like a few minutes? Cool. This one is about accepting the fact that this relationship that's ended, it's like he or she doesn't belong to you. They belong to the world. Let them be free. So this one is called She Belongs to the World, and it goes like this. I know you don't belong to me, honey. I know you never did. How could I ever claim the sun from shining on the world and not just on my head? There's no room for compromising. There's no room for your nature to give. I will move on back from you and give you the space you need to live. I know she's not my sun to keep from shining. I know she's not my moon to keep from phasing. I know she's not my raw time the world, ain't nothing but. Da-da-da-da-da-da. She belongs to the world, ain't nothing but. She belongs to the world. I know you had feelings for me, and honey, I know you always did. Da-da-da-da-da-da, boo, da-da-da-da-da. I always had to fight on good to get you to finally say something. Do-da-da-da-da-da-do, da-da-da-da. There's no room to think in black and white. I got a way to see the light. I will move on back from you and give you the space you need to live. Oh, I know she's not my sun to keep from shining. I know she's not my moon to keep from facing. I know she's not my raw diamond to cut. She belongs to the world, ain't nothing but. Ooh, she belongs to the world, ain't nothing but. She belongs to the world. I know one day when you hear this, you're gonna look back and you'll feel me. Oh. 'Cause when it was good, it was so good, it was so good. I can't believe it, that you would leave it, that you would leave it. I know she's not my sun to keep from shining. I know she's not my moon to keep from phasing. I know she's not my raw diamond to cut. She belongs to the world. I know she's not my sun to keep from shining. I know she's not my moon to keep from phasing. I know she's not my raw diamond to cut. She belongs to the world, ain't nothing but. She belongs to the world, ain't nothing but. She belongs to the world, ain't nothing but. Thank you. Thank y'all so much for having me. Y'all are beautiful. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Stay
Chelsea
safe.
Shag, give it up for her. Give it up for her. Yeah. Plug your Instagram real quick, please. Plug your
My
Instagram.
Instagram is at Chelsea Shag.
Chelsea Shag. Make sure you follow. Make sure that was wonderful. Give it up one more time for Chelsea Shag. Give it up one more
Thanks for
time.
having me, y'all.
Had me head bobbing. I love it. I love when your song makes you do a nice little head bob. That makes you like feel good. I love it. All right. Let's keep this thing going. Thank you, first of all, thank you, Chelsea. Next up, let's welcome to the Creative Morning stage, spoken word poet, slam poetry champion, and host of the 5th Thursday open mic at Urban Grind Coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, even at home, make some noise right now for Joan Lyric Leslie. Give it up for her, give it up for her, give it up for her.
How we doing? Thank you all so much for having me today. You know, when I think about the theme Dare, 2 words come to mind for me, and that's bold and courageous. There's no season in my life that's required me to be more bold and courageous than my self-love journey. So this is how it started. I used to wonder why little girls picked on me for being the chubby one, why grown women insisted I starve myself in half while they wanted my body to match all this confidence I ain't supposed to have, like the two aren't synonymous, like they don't make mountains of one another. I conclude you only mad I'm bold in this body because you couldn't be. I conclude irrational anger is the result of hunger. Girl, if you don't eat something and leave me alone, I know how it feels to be hungry, to have an appetite for everything but my own reflection. I know what it is to crave an image of a girl who don't exist, and I promise you never want to meet her. She's just as hungry as you are. The world just don't make sense to her either. She also wants to know, how am I still fine as hell and all of this body? Well, I eat whenever I get hungry. I wash it down with Douce. I drink water and wine on Sundays and squeeze all of this magic into world-class elastic Spanx. All right. So, y'all are great. Well, so when I think about this self-love journey that I've been on, one of the tools that I've developed is relearning how to talk about my body. And, when I think about how I talk about my body, this is a poem that came to mind because as poets, we do a lot of reflections, and our reflections end up becoming new pieces. So here we go. When I tell my body it is love, but remove myself from the narrative, she's not quite sure who we are trying to convince. My body asks, Joan, why be a trophy when you can be a mountain? Memorialize the magic. Show the babies how it's done. How once the baby fat grows into glory, it's both misfortune and a miracle, both menacing and medicinal. But who wouldn't want to capture all this cure? It's an altar call and the baptism, how it swallows the unholy, hopes they don't notice the tears and toxins in the water. This body still prays to be holy water in hopes that this will make it whole. Asks that we put some respect on its name, call it by its proper pronoun, I, because when you talk about a thing like it don't belong to you, it appears to be up for the taking, easily shaken, replaceable, and removed. But Joan, aren't you a mountain? And don't it take one hell of a force to make a mountain move? All right, y'all. So, now, a lot of my work makes reference to my spirituality, my faith background. So I'm gonna share a little bit with you about the God I serve, because I feel like regardless of your spiritual journey, you may be able to relate. So the God I serve, well, that's how we do it in my Black church. Okay. He's petty. You heard me right. Petty, Petty, definition. Acting in favor of one's own agenda, making something otherwise insignificant something much bigger than what it actually is. That's him. Petty. See, when God created me, he converted crack into cacophony into calculus, quadratic-like equations forming square-like roots through college, onto stages that feel like victory, seemingly meant to be filling voids, but don't quite entirely. Questions left unanswered about emptiness and anxiety and how it feels to have the world. But no, you'd sacrifice it all for a little house in suburbia, 2 sufficiently working cars, 2.5 babies, and a dog or a guinea pig or whatever those little crumb snatchers want. But no, the God I serve gives me dreams, tests, trials, themes, while continuing to bless the rest of my friends with all the things petty. I know it when I see it because I am my Father's child, and I can hear, smell, taste petty from corners, blocks, and miles. I guess you can call it my love language. It's like when your petty matches my petty, I readily and pettily fall in love, and then the petty in me speaks to the petty in you, and the God I serve, well, he's extremely petty for introducing me to you blueprint, the perfectly poetic prototype. It's like he sees me as something otherwise insignificant, you as something much bigger than what it actually is. And then he puts the world on hold inside of us, while putting miracles to work outside of us, giving me just enough to stay grounded, you just enough to gain sight, just enough petty to share with one another to keep our teeth nice and white. Because let's be honest, the God I serve knows if I actually had everything I wanted, y'all, I wouldn't quite know how to act. Which is why every time I pray to be skinny, he's like, nah, you good where you at. Like he knows if I had everything I wanted, I'd never wear any real clothes. and it gets a little colder in Georgia than I expected, so he's keeping me healthy and humble. I suppose his petty agenda far exceeds any life plan of mine. And so I've learned to stop measuring love in the weight and my own perception of time, because that type of time, well, it's otherwise insignificant, if you will, now that I have finally found you, something much bigger than I'd ever imagined, who also just happens to be something real. Imagine, if you will, cocoa butter kisses, but over chocolate hands and thighs. See, I imagine disappearing heartbreak will come from staring in his eyes. Imagine my body reacting to his voice and choice of words, his writing, unconventional use of metaphors and verbs, his fighting, the power, the man, the norm. See, I'm writing him poems, sonnets, and songs. Imagine how it must feel to finally reap what you have sown. Imagine rushing through your to-do list because love is waiting on you at home. Imagine home and living. Imagine all of your heart you resist giving because you've never had to imagine the reverse. It's always had the confidence to introduce itself to you first, but I still dare you to imagine. Imagine a powerful love, 2 fists in the air with 2 froze. Imagine balancing out highs and lows and meeting somewhere in the middle of the struggle, where you write the revolution with my heartbeat on your mind. Imagine praying, guessing, wishing if it would be real this time. Imagine walking, talking like this love could very well be a crime because our sentiments of resistance just happen to sink and rhyme. Imagine basking in the ambiance of compatible idiosyncrasies and differences, where my short attention span meets your focus to complete each other's sentences. Imagine waking up to the sunlight, through which could only be our body's persistence through photosynthesis or God. Imagine God finding and merging 2 souls from red clay and concrete, from small town and city street. Imagine forgetting defeat, no recollection of failing. Imagine cheesing from ear to ear, cool breeze for smooth sailing. See, I imagine ours will be the type of love worth waiting for. I imagine he is the type of man I am still praying for. I imagine this is how it must feel when what you imagine becomes what you can actually call real. Thank you, Creative Mornings.
Time for Lyric. Give it up, give it up, give it up. I just want to say personally, I felt that part about God being petty, not getting what you want. Because like all the whole pandemic, I tried to grow a beard, and this is what I got. So I feel that because God was like, I'm gonna humble you. Why would you need a beard when you have impeccable dimples? All right. Thank you again, Lyric. All right, next up, welcome to the Creative Morning stage. Good friend of mine, Atlanta comedian. You guys are gonna love her. Make a lot of noise right now in the room. Make a lot of noise at home. Make a lot of noise right now for Honore Hines.
What an honor. This is daring of me to be on this show right now. So that's my only dare theme. And I share things people have dared to say to me. So anyways, enjoy looking at me. This is what your future is going to look like. Just Chinese-y looking people speaking with authority through a flat screen. So enjoy it while it's in friendly English for entertainment purposes and not the scary mandatory Mandarin of our future. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's making stuff up. I came to America in the 90s. I had to simultaneously learn English and 90s vernacular, which was really hard for me. People would be like, you da bomb. And I'd be like, no, I'm a small child. They'd be like, no, you da bomb. I'd be like, no, you da bombed us many years ago. It's one of the first jokes I ever wrote. Hopefully it still has legs, which is more than can be said for da bombed people. All right, that's pretty dark for before the sun goes down. Another fun phrase I learned in America is this one called stranger danger. Oh, what an adorable rhyme to talk about real life predators with little children. It's more like family or family friend danger, statistically speaking, right? Cool. All right. I was bullied by my white classmates in Orange County, California. And it was just generic racist stuff. But this one girl asked me, hey, can you actually see out of your eyes? And it's like, how dare she, right? Dare. Can you actually see out of your eyes? And I just wanted to be like, who the hell do you think sewed the You Go Girl on your sweatpants? Kirsten? Someone who looks a lot like me. It's not sewn in Braille, okay? Or does she think Asian characters are Braille? I don't know. It's not, doesn't matter. All right. What else do I want to tell you? I came to the South for higher education. I know that's counterintuitive, but y'all would have me. And despite being Asian, I had poor grades and test scores. So I came to the South. I'm really enchanted with the Southern accent, you know? It's like got a real musical lilt. Sometimes it almost sounds European, you know? I'll be like at a gas station and I'll hear a Southern accent. It'll be like, hong, fiong, foo, fong, ping, fong, hoo. And I'm like, wow, does that Frenchman really have overalls on? It's like, oh, he's Southern and I'm high. Okay, brain, whatever. All right. It's almost as if Southerners always have a biscuit in their mouths, you know? It's like, do I have a biscuit in my mouth? Don't have a biscuit in my mouth. You can't tell. Like other places, if you're on the phone with that person, you'd be like, hey, would you mind taking that out of your mouth? I cannot understand you. And they'd be like, I'm sorry, I just don't want all the queers to get married or whatever Southerners say, son's biscuit. Cool. It's fun to do this in a concrete studio. All right. What else? Okay, trying to remember all my jokes. I'm a big stoner, so it's a big problem. Maybe I'll do that joke, okay? Sometimes I smoke so much weed, it feels like a beyond recreational amount, okay? It's like, am I getting high or inoculated? You know, like, I am weed! Like, no one needs to be this high to shower, you know? I still have my earrings in. Sometimes I think drinking or smoking or drug use can be about, like, forgetting, you know? But I feel like after a while, I'm forgetting the wrong stuff, you know? I want to forget like chunks of my life, not whether I've gotten soapy yet mid-shower. Like, am I remembering the soapy from last time or conditioner's just hair mayonnaise? Hair-naise. Oh, back to it. Focus, focus. And that joke's kind of a room splitter because some people will be laughing like, haha, I've taken a hazy shower. And other people are dead silent and judging me. Like, how could you forget? So you just see whether the person you're next to laughed at that or not. All right, I'm Japanese, like I said, so I don't have any tattoos, because if I did, my family would worry that I was part of the Yakuza. So I don't have any, but I do fantasize sometimes about getting like a bunch of Asian characters on my arm, just so that when people ask me, oh, what does it say? I could like make up a different answer every time, you know? I could be like, oh, it just says YOLO, or like, I'm gay for your mom, or I could be like, these are really meaningful corn lyrics, you know? It actually says, hopefully you guys lived through the 90s for that joke. Otherwise, way over your head. All right, what else do I want to tell you? All right. I think that the patriarchy is real because even the Dalai Lama said something really sexist, okay? He was interviewed by a British journalist, and he said if the next Dalai Lama were a woman, she would have to be attractive in order for her to be useful, which I was like, oh, okay, that sounded like a joke. So I went to the website, looked, and he actually says it. And the interviewer's like, you must be joking. He's like, no, I speak fluent English. I meant what I said, which is weird to me. And the best part is like he, you know, attributed much of his own success to his own attractiveness, which I was like, you're not making the strongest case for yourself, Mr. Lama. No one's like, you know, His Holiness, the hot one. It's weird to me because, yeah, it's like, how did he come to this conclusion? He's sitting on a mountain. He's like, no fugglies. Like, that's not a thing, you know, because it's like in one breath, he's like, yeah, love and compassion are necessities. We can't live without them, but we could live without fewer ugly chicks. I mean, that's not, I don't think that's Buddhism. I think that's the patriarchy. All right, what else? Okay. I am going to look at my phone because everyone else looked at it, and I guess it's okay to do. And I already admitted that I'm a big stoner, so that is going on the record. All right. Okay, this is good. I'm going to wrap it up soon here. Okay, I'm dating younger because I'm getting older, and I'm still emotionally immature. And so it's the kind of people that hang out at open mics are young men. So I date younger, which makes me self-conscious. You know, one time I was dating this dude who's about a decade younger than me. We were talking about early internet stuff. I mentioned GeoCities. And I was like, well, you're probably too young for GeoCities. And he got all defensive. He's like, yeah, but I know about history. History? That's not a word I want you associating with me, okay? How does he talk about me to his friends? He's like, oh, what's Minori like? Oh, she's like a wise old oak tree, just whispering wisdoms into the breeze. Okay, well, what do you like about her? Well, she's so informative because she survived the past. It's like, okay, well, that's not... She's like a relic that has sex. All right, good times. My boyfriend right now, he's a lot younger than me. He thinks it's still fun to pull my hair during sex, which I'm like, ooh, let's keep the old follicles on the old noggin. I'm in my late 30s. I'm shedding like a husky in Libya. So let's take it easy on the hair tug, bud. So yeah, I have to explain it in terms he understands. You know, I'm like, each hair is a Bitcoin. Is that something you understand? Stupid. All right. Yeah, when we first started going out, I was like, got nervous because I started looking at pictures of him on Facebook, and it immediately got to like pictures of him at prom in high school. I was like, go back. I just got to the band camp series. Too many pictures of you on the school bus, Brian. You know, the song isn't the wheels on the bus go, or whatever. Okay. I don't need that song in my head while I'm trying to have sex. All right, I'll end with this. I'm a big fan of gospel music, okay, but sometimes it's a little bit too intense first thing in the morning. Like, I turned on my car radio the other day, and it was like the song came on, and I was like, get back, Satan. It's like, get back, Satan. The sun's barely up. I haven't had my first cup of coffee. I have the motor skills of a toddler right now. Can't really duel the devil. Can't really spar Satan right now. Can we take it off the AM rotation, perhaps? Feels like a nighttime song. And then other times in the day, it sounds overly sensual. I can't tell whether it's like a contemporary R&B song or a gospel song, you know? It'd be like, I was touched, ooh yeah, very young, by angels. Okay, I'm back on board, I'm back. It's just angels, it's just angels. They'd be like, I wanna come, he wants to come, she wants to come. I was like, is this a group orgy? It's like, unto the Lord. I'm like, okay, now I'm horny and I'm confused about my beliefs, you know? It'll be like a sexy man voice, like, I got a man. I'm like, hell yeah, this dude has a man. I got a man that I can count on. I'm like, is this a progressive song about a healthy gay relationship? It's like, his name is Jesus. I'm like, ooh, it sounds like it's interracial too. Ooh, muy caliente. All right, guys, that's been my time. I hope you enjoyed it. Venmo me MX Minori. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. One more time for Minori Hines, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up one more time for Minori. Yeah. Super funny. All right. Next up, let's welcome to the Creative Morning stage author, poet, and game developer. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Fun. Mr. Fun, give it up. Yeah.
Hey, Creative Mornings, ATL. How are ya? That's right. Dear police, I am a white woman. I am trying to stay alive, and you're wondering what this belt here is all about. I am the Haiku Slam champion, so I figured I would start with a haiku or two. So here we go. The hardest things to say are, I need help, I'm sorry, and Worcestershire, okay, yeah, that one right there. And dear chocolate sisters, just taste their pronouns. Oh yeah, she, her, she. Okay, so that's that right there. If you want to get that right there, for all my sisters out there, just to understand. So let's do some poetry. Here we go. The theme is dare, so I guess I'm the only one bold enough to say this, but here are 10 reasons why Zaxby's is better than Chick-fil-A. Number 8, how you gonna spell chick and filet wrong? Don't y'all have autocorrect, Grammarly, or Jesus to properly check your work? Number 11, why y'all not open on Sundays? I mean, we go to church online now. Don't nobody want to be at home with their families having home-cooked meals, trying to develop into communities that actually care about one another. Number 10, Chick-fil-A employees are way too nice. I mean, why can't y'all be mean like McDonald's or Burger King? What's with all the have a nice day and my pleasure politeness crap? You do realize there was a zombie-level pandemic on the planet. I ain't been outside in a year. How y'all sound being all hopeful and optimistic? Bruh, I can't with you. No cap. Number 3. How you gonna sell chicken and not have honey barbecue lemon pepper wings? Houseway, how you not gonna offer celery and carrot sticks with my food and then sell them separately at some crazy behind price? Number 2, Chick-fil-A nuggets taste like deer ankles. Number 5, I believe y'all's honey mustard is made from the haunted tears of children. And if you try to tell me that Polynesian sauce is delicious, I'm going to say if it's so good, then why that color red don't exist anywhere on the planet? That's right, I said it. And corn syrup, the main ingredient, has been known to cause obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Number 14. Zaxby's is killing the sandwich game. I mean, they got the grilled chicken, the kickin' chicken, the signature, and the signature spicy. What Chick-fil-A got? A pickle. And why does all your grilled food taste like chalk dust and roach elbows? And number 12. While them waffle fries be good, I'm just saying, I still think y'all honey mustard contains small amounts of dolphin sweat. Number 7. I'm not sure about the bovine labor laws, but I know PETA might feel some type of way on how your cows are educated and forced to perform circus-style acts on the highway for public amusement. Number 6. Keeping it 100. Y'all's mac and cheese is a cross between sadness, regret, and a lifetime of bad decisions. And don't get me started on that marinated swamp water you pretend is a milkshake. Number 7. Here we go. Y'all lemonade, I'm telling you, it be on point. But whoever decided to disguise seaweed and dumpster juice as that lemon kale salad should be punched in the esophagus and pushed into traffic. And just one more thing I got to say, something don't sit right with me. Chick-fil-A, your name sounds soft. Y'all supposed to be God's gift to the chicken sandwich, right? Then how you let Popeyes, a Louisiana wannabe churches based in Georgia, steal the keys to your whole franchise claim on one meme? I'm just saying, y'all trash. Okay, that's that right there. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? Now, a pescatarian, that's me, was paid for this. So just understand that I don't have a dog in the fight either way. You know, it's okay. So the theme was dare. Yeah, and I feel like when you dare people to do stuff, like I'm that one that just say like, you can't get me drunk to jump off a porch, so I'm not going to do nothing crazy. But I have this poem that I feel like is really, really important right now. So just a little bit of history. In 1968, record execs had the brilliant idea telling James Brown, the godfather of soul, that say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud would sound better if it said, say it loud, I'm black, but I'm proud. Now, rather than ignite the flames, James brought children from both Compton and Watts into the studio to sing backup and make a point. To all the black children listening, say it loud, say it with purpose, say it with conviction, be black, be proud, know your value, know your history, the tree and the roots. You come from God. God is great. He said it was good, so he made you black like grace on everything I love. Your black is great. Say it loud, make them hear you, make them comprehend black girl magic, black woman wisdom. Black be like, we got next and we on first. Black be Monet Davis on the Sports Illustrated cover. She not tomboy, she game changer. She Lizzo fierce with a fastball. Lupita Nyong'o, Wakanda forever gorgeous. Zozapini Tuesday, Miss Universe intelligent. Be black and proud, not black but proud. Be proud because black. Watch your mouth when you speak to black. Don't let a harmless suggestion get your feelings hurt. You see, this black made it through slavery. This black survived the black mama. This black lived through, I'ma tell you, daddy, your black is built to last. It is both strong and ever ready. Say it loud. Say it with purpose. Say it with conviction. Be Richard Sherman black. Be Legion of Boom loud. Be proud and perspicacious. Yeah, Google that one. Be Issa Rae rooting for everybody black. Be Allison Felix and Simone Biles doing things that ain't never been done before. Be so iconic that you flip the narrative. When they see black, they say impossible. But when you see black, you say, I'm possible. Be the perfect clapback. If 10 black men call one white man coach, make 100 million white men call one black man president. Make the universe remember that Obama strut Michelle in that mask and pantsuit gliding like I wish you would go low. Make them sick when they have to say Obama cares. You know what? Be Jesus black. Don't look at the cross. Study the continent. Born in a low-income neighborhood, black. Rolled with 12 dudes he called bros, black. Gave his life for a crime he didn't commit. Well, insert any innocent black name here. And when they try to bury you, be that Christ-like comeback. Be so black that your life matter and resist until every black life matters. You see, they fear your ability to be and They fear your ability to be and make this world a better place. Don't let them change your conjunction. Be schoolhouse rock and roll. Be the great black mind behind most modern day conveniences. To all the black children listening, say it with purpose. Say it loud. Make them hear you. Make them comprehend. I dare you with your bad self. Now go out, be black, and be proud. Thank you, Creative Morning.
One more time. Give up Mr. Fun one more time. Yeah. I got behind you on that. That was amazing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for giving it up for all our performers. One more time, give it up for all performers. We had Chelsea Shag. Yeah, give it up. Chelsea Shag, Minori Hines, Joan Lyric Leslie, and one more time for Mr. Fun. And big shout out to Creative Mornings Atlanta for celebrating 10 years. That's an amazing accomplishment. Let's have a great weekend and see y'all next month on October 29th. October 29th. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. My name is David Perdue. Have a good weekend.